K-Fam's Encore Energy Drink. When the crowd won't let you leave, neither will the caffeine. He tore up the stage, broke 3 guitars, and stole your girlfriend. Now he's bringing you the fuel that keeps him screaming until sunrise. K-Fam's Encore Energy Drink. 1 can, and you'll be singing your own setlist in the middle of Flatbush Avenue. Features: stage dive strength, enough kick to launch you off the speaker stack. Groupie glow, makes you look cooler than you really are. Results may vary. Encore, ready. Every sip screams one more song, whether you got talent or not. Bambi Palermo. I had 1 can. Woke up in Atlantic City with a tattoo I can't explain. Mikey the Hammer. Tastes like bad decisions and electric guitars. I love it. Lopez. Confiscated 3 cases at customs. Accidentally drank 2. I get it now. Special offer. Buy a 12-pack today and get the Brady Keller microphone flask. Drink, sing, and incriminate yourself all at once. K-Fam's Encore Energy Drink. Fuel for legends, losers, and everyone in between.
Mark, what the fuck you doing in there, you prick?
Bambi's Twisted Tales, Dracula, the real story. Jonathan Harker thought he was something special, a hotshot property hustler from London who was gonna close a deal so sweet his boss would kiss him on both cheeks. But the closer he got to Castle Dracula, the more the peasants ducked their heads like they owed money. They stuffed his pockets with garlic and crucifixes like it was candy, begging him not to go. The coachman who picked him up, pale, stiff, and smelled like dirt, didn't say a word. Horses ran faster the darker it got. Harker should have known he was already a dead man walking, but greed blinds you worse than love. The castle loomed like an open grave. Inside, Count Dracula greeted him, tall, gaunt, eyes glowing like a cigarette tip in the dark. His handshake was cold, the kind of cold that don't come from weather but from something unnatural. Dracula offered him wine but never drank. He offered him food but never ate. And the walls, they were listening. Every shadow in that joint moved when you weren't looking. Harker wrote in his journal about hospitality, but the truth, he was trapped in a spider's web, and the Count was staring at him like a veal cutlet. Days turned into weeks. Harker realized he wasn't a guest, he was property. Doors locked, no mirrors anywhere. His letters home were written under Dracula's watchful eye, and at night he'd hear claws on the stone, whispers in the hallways. The brides came first, 3 of them, pale and hungry. Their voices dripped like honey, but their touch was ice. They circled him, their teeth grazing his skin, till Dracula barged in, snarling like a jealous capo. "He is mine." That was the night Harker knew he wasn't getting out alive. While Harker rotted in Transylvania, Dracula was making moves. He bought property in London like a developer with a taste for blood. He loaded coffins filled with dirt from his homeland onto a ship called the Demeter. The voyage? A nightmare. Sailors disappeared one by one, screams vanishing into the fog. By the time the Demeter hit England's shores, only 1 body was left, tied to the wheel, crucifix in his hand, eyes wide in terror. The logbook called it a plague. The truth, it was a goddamn massacre. In London, 2 women became the Count's obsession, Lucy Westenra and Mina Murray. Lucy was the kind of dame every guy wanted, but none could keep. Dracula bled her slow, night after night, while her friends chalked it up to ill health. Nah, she wasn't sick. She was feeding the beast. Mina, though, she was different, sharp, loyal, steady. Dracula wasn't just after her blood. He was after her soul, her will. To conquer Mina was to spit in the face of England itself, like planting his flag in their church. When Lucy died, her body didn't stay down. She rose, all teeth and hunger, snatching children off the streets. That's when Van Helsing entered the picture. Not no Hollywood action hero. Nah, this guy was a grizzled old doctor who'd seen too much and believed too much. He gathered the crew, Seward, Arthur, Quincy, and finally Jonathan Harker, escaped from his nightmare. Together they swore an oath: hunt the Count, destroy the curse, and put Lucy to rest the hard way. They staked her in a churchyard while she screamed like hell itself was being ripped open. Her soul went free. But the men, they were marked. Dracula struck back harder. He came at Mina, branding her with his blood. She felt his thoughts, his hunger, his rage. He wasn't just feeding, he was owning her, body and mind. That's how predators work. They don't just take ya, they break ya. But Mina wasn't no pushover. Even cursed, she fought back, feeding the hunters info from inside Dracula's head. She became their weapon. The Count tried wolves, storms, hypnosis, even plague. But every move he made, the crew countered like seasoned street guys watching for a rat. The Count fled back home, coffins dragging across rivers and mountains. The hunters pursued, Mina guiding them like a compass tied to evil itself. Snowstorms raged, wolves circled, and Dracula's loyal gypsies guarded him like soldiers guard a boss. But the hunters pressed on, steel and faith in hand. Quincy Morris, the Texan cowboy, took a blade to the gut in the final fight, but still drove his Bowie knife into Dracula's heart. The Count turned to dust on the wind, his scream echoing off the Carpathians.
Introducing the Mikey Palermo Hammer-Proof Cologne. One spray, forget about it. Tired of smelling like fear after a long night of bad decisions? Wish you could walk into a sit-down smelling fresh instead of like garlic knots and gunpowder. Say no more, paisan. Mikey Palermo's Hammer-Proof Cologne is here. Features: guaranteed intimidation. One spritz, and suddenly your mother-in-law don't nag, your bookie don't chase ya, and even the IRS forgets your address. Long-lasting scent, notes of bourbon, leather seats, and a hint of marinara. Smells like respect with a side of Sunday gravy. Hammer tested. If Mikey can't beat the scent out of you with his hammer, nobody can. Nick Palermo. I sprayed this stuff once, and 3 guys offered me tribute money. I didn't even ask. Admiral Impeach. I use it during arms deals. Covers the smell of rocket fuel real nice. Lopez. Officially, I can't endorse it. Off the record, it works better than witness protection. Special offer. Order now and Aaron the Brain. Schult'll throw in a pocket-sized can of brain spray. Smells like fresh ink and bad investments. Perfect for those nights you gotta look smart while doing dumb shit. Mikey Palermo's Hammer-Proof Cologne. Don't smell like a victim, smell like a legend. Brooklyn Bloodline Season 2 coming soon, only at the Pizzaverse.
The crew buried Quincy in foreign soil, loyal to the end. Mina was freed, her soul unbound. Harker and Mina went on to live, but they never forgot the nights of blood and terror. Van Helsing? He went back to his books, but his hands never stopped shaking. You don't stare evil in the face and walk away clean. Monsters ain't romantic. They're users, abusers, predators. Dracula wasn't no tortured lover. He was a parasite who dressed up cruelty as charm. Real strength ain't in fangs or fear. It's in loyalty, courage, and standing shoulder to shoulder with your crew when the night gets darkest. And remember, paisans, the Pizzaverse is just like Van Helsing's crew. We call out the monsters, we don't let the phonies feed off the weak, and we stick together through thick and thin. If you want to hear the stories raw, bloody, and true, hit that subscribe. This ain't Hollywood. This is Bambi and the Pizzaverse. And in our world, we don't miss. Thanks for watching.